Welcome to a new episode of the 90s Metal Gamer, where we stay hydrated and play video games. This particular review video is long overdue. The game that you see on screen is called Raw Danger, and it was requested by a subscriber to the channel. I recorded all of my content for this video back in March of this year. 7 months. It has been that long. And there is a valid reason for the delinquency on this video. In March of this year, that was the beginning of my big transition into a whole new career field. For my OG subscribers to the channel, you already know what happened earlier this year for me. And for the new subscribers, I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story. It won't take long, I promise. I was active duty Army for 12 years, and after 12 years I decided that I wanted to get out. It just wasn't in my heart anymore. But I'm not completely out of the Army just yet. I am National Guard now. And I also have a really good civilian job. While the transition from active duty to civilian and National Guard was really smooth, a lot of my hobbies got put to the wayside, including YouTube. I needed to make sure that I was ready to take on civilian life again. And in doing so, I left behind a lot of incomplete review videos, Raw Danger being one of them. I also have Assassin's Creed Revelations to review, as well as Star Fox Assault. And to be quite honest with y'all, I have a lot more incomplete videos than just those three. The list goes on and on and on. And to the subscriber that requested Raw Danger, I hope you're watching, and I sincerely apologize for the delinquency. I want to thank you for reminding me about it in a post I made earlier. I think we can all agree that when life happens to us, we need to take a step back, breathe, drink water, and realign ourselves. Life is hard, and there is absolutely no reason for anyone to make anybody's life any more harder than what it already is. Transitioning out of the Army is also the reason why my videos have been few and far between now. In case you haven't noticed, my videos are less frequent. I am quite busy considering my civilian job and my weekend warrior stuff with the National Guard. In any case, thank you for listening to my rant. I really do appreciate it. Now, let's get into this review video of Raw Danger. Over the course of this review video, I'm going to talk about the story, the gameplay, the presentation, and the music. And then I'll wrap it all up with the water score. Cue the channel intro.
And then the Lord said,
I want to see your tiny head.
Before I get into this review video, I need to fully disclose about how I played this game. There are a total of 6 characters to play through in Raw Danger, each one with their own separate story, but they all intertwine. I only played through one. His name is Joshua. Now the reason why I didn't play through all 6 characters was because the gameplay, the story, they did not really catch my interest at all. Quite frankly, I thought it was boring. I did finish Joshua's story though, and if the other characters play as similar to Joshua, then I know for a fact that I'm not missing much in this game. Raw Danger is supposed to be a survival game, and don't get me wrong, I love survival games, and whenever I hear the word survival, I think of games like Resident Evil and such. Not an actual survival simulator. Now, I like the idea of a survival simulator, but in my own opinion, I think Raw Danger doesn't really fill that shoe very well. And it wasn't because of the story, it was because of how the game plays itself. And I want to talk about that as I get further into this review video. Coming up first, we're going to talk about the story of Raw Danger. Because I suck at storytelling, I am just going to let the game tell the story for me and then we'll discuss it. Enjoy.
The Geo project is a development project centered around the media tower. Under this project, a huge underground city called Geo City was built. Geo City features the ground level and the underground section. It has grown to a metropolis status that sets the standard for future cities. The project highlights safety, security, and innovation as key design elements. Geo City will continue to evolve and advance in the years to come. We're all aware that record rainfall has sunk the city for the last few days. However, residents of Geo City need not be concerned. In fact, residents should take comfort that they live in the safest city ever. Pleased to present the mayor and mastermind behind the Geo City project. The man who makes the impossible possible and the practical perfect. Most truly Curtis nicknamed Jordan of Delray. I am honored to introduce the man of the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Mayor Goldstein.
Thank you all for coming to support Geo City and help us celebrate. The city was completed with the help of some remarkable individuals. This was made possible by the best engineers and project leaders.
Hey, look over there. Huh? You know her? I heard her family is rich. Well, I don't care about that. Uh-huh. Sure you don't.
And most of all, the citizens who proudly call this fine city their home. As the mayor, I will strive to further the advancements of this extraordinary city.
All right, I guess everyone's here. I have something to tell you all. There's no need to panic. I heard the levee along the Hudson River just broke. Everyone, remain calm. We need to start evacuating the guests. I'll assign a task to each of you. Let me know if you have any questions. Guide the guests from the lobby back to the hall. Everyone, calm down. Remember, you're the ones who are escorting the guests. That's it. Let's get to work.
Water? How did the water manage to reach here so quickly? We need to hurry. You're in charge of the staircase. Don't allow our guests to panic.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the baseline story of Raw Danger. Of course, like I said, that is just the baseline story. It does progressively get worse, and what I mean by that is that the damage and the flooding to the city gets progressively worse. In Joshua's story, you ultimately just need to survive, and then I'm pretty sure that is the base of every other character in this game. Just survive, and as you can see here, you are trying to survive a snowstorm. Not only do you have to escape and survive yourself, you will also need to help the people that you randomly run into along the way. Truth be told, I actually like the concept of a survival game. I think it's something unique in its own right. Unfortunately, what turned me away from this game was the gameplay, and I'm going to talk about it in the next segment of this video. The best way I could describe the gameplay was clunky, wonky, incomplete. It was so frustrating to learn the controls. They were hard to learn and hard to master. And I'm quite certain it was due to the fact that there was no tutorial to ease you into the gameplay as you play the game. The game pretty much just throws you in it and lets you figure it out for yourself. Yes, there was a controller configuration in the options and settings menu, but that's not how I learned how to play a game. You gotta ease me into it. But of course, everybody's gameplay style is completely different. This does not work for me. In order to survive, you will need to use your items accordingly and dispose of them accordingly as well. You can only carry so much items before it starts to wear you down and ultimately hinder your gameplay. Certain food items will have certain effects on your body, like for example, you eat spicy food, it's going to warm you up. I thought that concept was really cool. You'll have wet weather gear to prevent you from getting wet, and you have cold weather gear to keep you warmer longer. You'll even have the ability to disassemble and assemble some items depending on what you have to help you survive throughout the game. I really did not find the assemble/disassemble function very useful, nor did I know how to use it if I'm going to be quite honest here. After all, the game did not give a proper tutorial on how to play the game. Another thing that I did not like about the gameplay is that it required you to take your time and read your surroundings and try to figure things out on your own. I personally did not like that because, like I said, there was no tutorial on how to play this game. And even if there were a tutorial section, the controls themselves were broken, incomplete, wonky, so forth and so on. Overall, I would have to say the gameplay was okay at best. The concept behind this was beautiful. It was absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, the clunky controls is what turned me away from this game, and I personally think this game has no replay value. Throughout the gameplay, there were times where I would press a button and there was no on-screen action of what it was supposed to do. I had this same problem when I was reviewing Duke Nukem Forever, and like I said in my Duke Nukem review video, I changed out games to see if it was the game or the controller. Turns out it was the game. I didn't do it for Raw Danger because I already knew what the answer was. Spoiler alert, it was the game. I should also add that this is a PS2 game and I am using my PS3 to play it. Although I don't think that really matters, I just thought I'd throw that in there. Now that I have the gameplay portion out of the way, let's move on to the presentation. Since this is a PS2 game, it looks exactly how you would expect it to be, a PS2 game. Now that is not necessarily a bad thing. What I am trying to say is that this game has not aged well. But at the same time, this game is quite old. It was released in Japan March 30th, 2006, in Europe May 18, 2007, and North America June 12th, 2007. Considering it was released in 2006 in Japan, this puts this game at 17 years old. It may seem like all I'm doing is downplaying and talking nothing but smack and trash about Raw Danger. I'm just simply pointing out the obvious. There were games that were released before 2006 that look better than this. Just for reference, please behold Exhibit A, Star Fox Assault, which was released for the Nintendo GameCube in 2005, and in my opinion, it looks so much better than Raw Danger, and has aged well too. I kinda get the feeling that Raw Danger was rushed to completion just to hit a deadline, and because of that, a lot of key elements in the game were ignored, such as the gameplay, the controls, and perhaps even the graphics. It really is hard to find information about this game online because it is not a very well known game in North America. Popular in Japan, but that's about it. Overall, I would have to say the graphics for Raw Danger did not hit the mark for 2006 standards. It's still good to look at, but it could definitely use a lot of improvement, considering that there were games that were released before this one, and they look a lot better. As far as the music is concerned, well, there was no actual music during the gameplay. It was all ambient sounds from the surroundings, which I thought was a really cool concept. Considering it is a survival simulator, I think they did a really good job on this one. I like it. The very little music that was there during the gameplay did not really add much to the experience. Quite frankly, I think the silence does more justice than music itself. At least, that is just my own humble opinion. It's just something about the lack of music that makes it more engaging as opposed to actually having music in the game. I think they got it right with this one. Absolutely amazing.
Father! Mom?
Contrary to all the negative things I did say about this game, it was enjoyable, I will say that. The thing that really turned me away from this game the most was the controls themselves. I really do feel like they were incomplete, they were wonky, and broken in general. And to top it all off, there was no proper tutorial on how to play the game. It just threw you in there and say good luck and I wish the best for you. I did not finish this game, I have to admit that. I only played through Joshua's story, and as far as the other 5 characters are concerned, I did not really care for it. And I know that all their stories intertwine somehow, some way. But if the gameplay of the other characters was anything like playing as Joshua, then I know for a fact that I'm not missing much. What I do know is that all the characters in this game are linked together somehow, some way. I found out this information through Raw Danger's fandom page. Even at that, there was very little information about it because this is not a very popular game in North America. Since I did not finish all the characters' story in this game, I will give this game a water score of inconclusive. I think this is fair considering I did not feel like playing through the entire game. If survival games are your thing and you enjoy things like this, you will more than likely enjoy this game. But as for me, I really did not enjoy playing this game so much, mostly because of the broken controls. You may have a different experience. Should you choose to go out and buy this game, fair warning, it is a steep amount. It is quite expensive. I don't remember how much I paid for this game, but it got shipped from Canada. So I don't know what that says, but good luck finding it. At any rate, I really appreciate you watching my videos. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. I love y'all, stay hydrated, and stay tuned for my next video.